Gentlemen, here is how to build an aesthetic body while training less. Now, I used to be a gym cell. I would train upwards of 2+ hours per day. That came out from anywhere to 10 to 12 hours per week that I was spending in the gym. Utter gym cell life. On top of that, my progress was very stagnant. I was very unconfident, not social, and my entire life revolved around going to the gym, training heavy, at least I thought what was heavy, and wasting my time by going to the gym, coming back home, falling asleep, maybe posting on my business, whatever that might be, but overall, wasting time. This was terrible for my social health. This was terrible for my mental health. This was terrible for my physical health. My life was just going to the gym, going to my job, coming back home, and going to sleep. It was awful. If you relate to that, I'm going to be teaching about one of the core pillars of my minimalist training, which is training less, gaining more, and getting your life back. This is a small section of an overarching idea and philosophy that I have been calling my minimalist training philosophy. If this is something you find interesting, we actually have a free group, which is linked below. You can come join, check it out. We have a bunch of guys who are all joining together. You can be held accountable, find some homies. There will be courses and classes available as well, so you can learn everything A to Z that I will be teaching. I'm very excited about it, and we're gonna have live calls where we can all hop in, chat, have some coffee, and talk about whatnot, everything in there. So, if this is something you find interesting and helpful, go check out that below. Anyways, let's jump right in. Building an aesthetic body while training less is quite the change. You will learn a lot about yourself in the process, and you will gain a lot of your life back. The biggest thing I found is that I had time for my social life. I had time to get a girlfriend. I had time to actually enjoy my life so much more than just eating and training properly. The thing is, training in the gym is supposed to add to your life. Unless you're a bodybuilder and that is your professional pursuit, training in the gym is meant to add to your life. We want to build an aesthetic physique. We want to have the time to do the things we like to do, and we want to have a physique and health that allows us to do those things for a very long time. So, learning how to properly resistance train and all the factors that come with it is crucial to living a very balanced lifestyle. So, let's jump right in to the actual specifics on how you can take action on this. First off, cutting out all the non-essentials. Now, these days, I train for only 3 days a week. It takes me about 3 hours a week to get all my training done. Cutting out all the non-essentials, all the fluff, all the things that don't actually contribute you to building a high-quality physique is exactly what I cut out. So, some of those things include multiple sets of 4 to 12. 4 sets, 12 reps, 18 reps, wasting time doing these high burnout movements that I was just sitting there and going, like hours I was spending in the gym, doing upwards of like 8, 9, maybe 10 movements. Just such a ridiculous volume of wasted exercises. Nowadays, I only do about 4 exercises per session. Any time I was going to the gym and doing like 8 or 9 movements for the day, I would spend an egregious amount of time trying to improve and get better and wasting all of this energy during the lift that would exhaust me for the rest of the day. Particularly as a gym cell, I thought it was cool to wake up extremely early, train in the gym at like 5 a.m., but only get 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours of sleep. That completely negates all of the progress I could have made because of how little sleep I was getting, because I thought I was on my grind. I was taking on this David Goggins type mindset towards the gym, but wasn't actually able to improve because I was wasting all that energy by becoming exhausted afterwards. So cut out all those non-essentials. So whether that be movements that don't actually help you, such as accessory movements for muscles that you don't actually need to train because they already got hit during your compound movement, or cutting down your gym time in half. Ask yourself this question: if I only had 3 hours a week to work out in the gym, what would I do? From there, you'll begin to discover, oh, I should be doing this exercise. I should be focusing on my compound lifts. I should be doing this because it is the most bang for my buck. I highly recommend focusing on your compound lifts. And that actually leads me into my second point of the action steps. Compound crazy. This is the phrase I've been coining because it is the most important movements to actually building the foundational physique, the compound lifts. The 3 compound lifts I focus on are as follows: the incline barbell bench press, the bent over barbell row, and the barbell back squat. Each of those have been the foundational movements to building an aesthetic physique that allows you to look awesome, feel awesome, and get strong. Now, to properly add these into your training style, here's what it looks like. On day 1, Monday, when we're hitting a push day, you're going to be doing the barbell incline bench press. With that, you're going to be doing anywhere from 6 to 8 reps, 3 sets total. Now, it is a low volume, but intensity driven. Intensity is the driver of muscular growth. Now, if you've ever heard of Mike Mentzer, he's been heavily inspirational for this style of training, heavy duty training as he calls it. You can get all of the muscular work done for the week by training intensely for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Now, I highly recommend that you get onto that barbell and do a weight that is preferably on that 6 rep range. By that 6th rep, you should have almost nothing left in the tank. You should barely be getting that 6th rep in. If you suddenly get onto the bar and you get up to 8 reps, here's what I recommend you do. Add 5 more pounds of weight. Every single time you hit that 8th rep, that is an indication that you are good to add on 5 more pounds. This is how we consistently overload the weight week by week. Focus on each session either hitting 1 more rep or adding 5 more pounds. Do that consistently during your compound lifts, and that will do all the muscular growth you need to get done for the week. So, focus on your compound lifts, go hard, go heavy, have a spotter because spotting is very helpful, and that will be the majority of your muscular work done per session. Like 80% of the work will be done during those compound lifts. I promise you, you cannot go wrong with having a proper muscular movement compound lift focus. Now, number 3, accessory work. During your gym sessions, after you finish up your compound lifts, which will take about like 20 to 30 minutes of the actual lift, you then go and do some accessory work. Now, I recommend 3 sets of accessory work, or 3 exercises of accessory work. If it's a push day, now your next step is going to be focusing on the accessory work. I recommend choosing the muscles that you want to develop for your overall aesthetic physique. Now, as a man, the most focused muscles for becoming aesthetic is going to be this upper shelf area, including your back muscles as well. So focus on movements that are accessory work to those upper shelf muscles. So that'll be some lateral raises. Maybe it's a shoulder press with a barbell, dumbbell, whatever that looks like, tricep work right after that, and boom, you are done in 45 minutes to an hour because you just blow through those. Get a nice juicy pump with those accessory movements. Still try to focus on doing weight better and better each time. But those, don't worry about resting as much. Don't think about it as much as you need to be focused on your compound lifts. During your compound lifts, you're going as hard as you possibly can. That is where you're going to be the most fatigued, the most exhausted, because at the beginning of the workout. Then just hit the accessory movements and you're out. That in itself will take 45 minutes to an hour. If you do that 3 times a week for your push, pull, and legs muscles, you'll be in a very efficient spot for building a well-rounded physique because, boom, you're hitting the compound movements and you're hitting the accessory movements that are equally as crucial because you want to focus on those because, hey, you want to be aesthetic, and that's what we're doing here is we're building muscle in the areas that allow us to be aesthetic. So after you finish up that accessory work, just make sure you're training as little as 3 days a week. I recommend, that's your baseline. The reason why I recommend training 3 times a week is because it's frictionless. When you incorporate only 3 days out of your week to go to the gym and you drop it down to 3 hours a week, this makes the habit itself of training frictionless. And it creates such a simple way of being consistent because it's such a little input from your daily life and has such a high volume of output that it makes it frictionless. It makes the habit easy. It makes it attainable. The more consistently you do the habit, the more you'll see the change and the more you'll change in your actual identity and character and become the guy who trains heavy in the gym, goes 3 times a week and has a well-rounded aesthetic physique because he focuses on being consistent over the long term, not just an overall burst where you get into the gym for 4 weeks and you've been doing super intense lifts back to back to back and then you're exhausted. No, this is a long-term growth trajectory. Minimalist training is the focus. And if you do it 3 times a week, I promise you, you will have so much more time to recover, so much more time to sleep, so much more time for social and other business endeavors in your life outside of it, self-improvement things that you actually care about. And you're going to be able to improve your physique so much better because it's not all about improving your physique. You'll be able to avoid being a gym cell doing this method. It's so simple. It makes it so much easier. I used to train like 6 days a week. I would spend 6 days in the gym in the morning, and my life sucked. Now I only spend 3 days a week in the gym, and my life is awesome. So focus on that. Now, last thing that is so, actually second to last thing, sorry, that is so crucial to developing that aesthetic physique by training less is your diet. This is more important than the gym. The diet will lead to 80% of your results in the gym. 80% of the physique results. Okay, so here's the thing. Prioritize eating healthy foods. Now, I have done so many videos about how to properly eat, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the best way to actually streamline your diet. First off, start eating some Greek yogurt. Do that in the mornings. It's such a good way to get some quick protein in, gains that are off the charts. It is so good for you. It's really easy, and it takes you about 30 seconds to put together. Greek yogurt bowls are on top. Make that a breakfast priority. Or hard-boiled eggs, cottage cheese. Those should be your breakfast priorities. Number 2, for lunch. You can make 2 to 3 lunches in about 15 minutes. And I'll tell you right now how simple it is. Taco seasoning, chicken thighs or ground beef, and then Minute Maid rice and frozen veggies. This is the framework, the foundation that has built my physique. I've been able to cut about 5 pounds of fat the past month by using this method because I track my calories and I eat clean and I eat high protein. You want to be eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And the simplest thing to do that is to focus on these lunches. Douse your meat in taco seasoning, whether that be the chicken or the ground beef. Throw the chicken in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 13 minutes, or throw your ground beef on the pan, mash it up, and douse it in taco seasoning. Then have your Minute Maid rice made in the microwave. Take your frozen veggies, throw them in the microwave, and boom, you will have 2 to 3 meals done in about 15 minutes. Make sure you just weigh out how much grams of protein you're putting onto your little rice bowl. Put everything together, eat it. It tastes phenomenal. It takes no time and no effort, and you have no excuse anymore because it's cheap as well. Throw all that together, you can easily hit your protein. Have a protein shake in there as well. Buy some nice high quality protein. If you're looking for a brand, I recommend check out, I would probably recommend Santa Cruz Paleo. Really good brand, high quality. There's another one that's like Transparent Labs. They have great stuff as well. So check out either one of those. It's a bit more expensive, but it's really good for you. I also drink the Slate can protein. That stuff's great. You can get some great protein in super fast that way. And then for dinner, have some more chicken or beef or, eggs, or have fish as well. I actually have sardines all the time now. It's a really simple way to get more protein in. And then just track how much you're having. If you're in a bulk, make sure you're eating in a caloric surplus. If you're in a cut, make sure you're eating in a caloric deficit. Focus on your numbers. Diet is more important than training. The guy who is locked in on his diet 7 days of the week and only trains once a week will have a better physique than the guy who is kind of okay, locked in on his diet, but trains 6 days a week. Because I know that to be true myself. I train 3 days a week and I'm locked in on my diet for about 6 days out of the week, and my physique has drastically changed because diet was the most crucial factor to improving my physique. So, focus on your diet. It will lead to the most results. It's more important than training, and it will also directly impact your mental health. You'll have so much more clarity. You'll be functioning at such a higher level, and your body's going to thank you for it. So eat a nice clean diet, eat your protein, and make sure you are tracking your numbers. The last thing, mandatory 10K steps per day. Now, I love going for a walk. First off, there's numerous mental health benefits. Your brain is going to thank you for going for walks. On top of that, if you're on a cut, you will burn anywhere from 300 to 350 calories, depending on your weight, by getting 10,000 steps a day. Now, 10,000 steps a day sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. The average American gets about 4,000 to 5,000 steps a day. With that, if you just go for 3 10-minute walks on a daily basis, you will get to that 10,000 steps a day. It's so simple. Here's the thing. During every single meal afterwards, right after you finish a meal, go for a 5-minute walk in one direction and 5-minute walks back. All right, 5 minutes to one area, set a timer, boom, that timer goes off, turn around, come back to the house, turn around, come back to the office, wherever you're at, come back to work, whatever it is. So simple. This will lead to a drastic change in your physique as well. So it is a really simple way to implement into your life, because getting 10,000 steps a day increases your movement on a daily basis. It increases your blood flow. It increases your body's ability to digest food. It is just so good for you. I just look it up. I mean, you know, as a person, instinctively going for a walk consistently will improve your body so much, and it's such a low impact movement that has drastic upside results that it makes no sense to not incorporate that into a daily basis. That's pretty much it. This is the simplest way to improve your physique without much effort. You train less, focus on the diet. Your body's going to drastically improve. Do these high quality habits. They don't take that much time, and they're seamlessly integrated into your daily life. As you start to stack these wins on top of each other, you will see a physical change in your physique and your mental output, and you will grow as a person. Now, if you find all of this interesting, go click the first link in the description and join our minimalist training group. And there you can find people to hold you accountable. You can chat with me. We'll have our coffee chats, and you can hop onto the Zoom calls and meet everybody. It's the gang. It's the boys. It will not be free forever. So go join now. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.